All right, here we are, the Nurse REI Club, episode number 2, and we have an awesome guest here with us. She's been a member of the REI Club, Nurse REI Club for over a year, right, Vikki?
Yes, ma'am.
For over a year. I just found out that she lives in Maryland. This whole time I was thinking she lived in the Carolinas, but she doesn't. Anyway, I can't wait for you guys to hear her story and hear what she has going on. We did before I introduce her, we did a little, what do you call that challenge? Don't Rush challenge together.
Yes.
We've never met. We did a Don't Rush challenge. So you guys need to check out that Don't Rush challenge, and I'll be sure to add that on the clip so you guys can take a look at it. It's really cute. And then you can find out a little bit more about what she does. So without further ado, we have a special guest here, Miss Vikki.
Hi.
Hey, Vikki, you know what I need? I need those little hand clap sounds.
Yes.
So let me first off, let me say thank you so much for coming on today, okay?
Yes.
And then number 2, how I got Vikki on here on our podcast today is because I put a question in our Nurse REI Club group, and I wanted to know, it was a poll, and I wanted to know who all own investment properties. And she was one of the nurses who does. And I think we have like 930 something members in our group, but it's a small percentage that actually own investment properties. So I really wanted to talk about that because I didn't really want to talk about, I'm kind of tired of telling everybody what I do, showing them what I do and telling them it's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard, and it's kind of like having a kid. You keep telling the kid the same thing over and over, and then it becomes dull and mute to them. Like they don't hear that. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, let me get other nurses who are doing things in real estate as well. And not only things in real estate, but other business ventures, as well as being a nurse and an investor. So that's why I invited you on. So thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for the invite.
Yes. So first, just tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell them a little bit about you.
So hello out there in podcast land. My name is Vikki Buggs. I like to go by Vikki. That's the name that I've been going by forever. So I stuck to that name. I'm originally from Gary, Indiana. I live in Maryland by way of the military. So I've been living in Maryland most of my adult life. I'm a retiree. I was in the military for 20 years. I'm a 2-time combat veteran. So I've been twice. Also, in the military, I was a human resource manager, not a nurse. So at my 10-year mark in the military, they offered free tuition to anyone that wants to become a nurse. And I decided to become a nurse, and also decided to go to an HBCU, which is Howard University, So not only was I able to get that opportunity, I also was able to go to a historically Black college, which I really love. I have been married for 23 years in December. I have 3 awesome children, 2 daughters and a son, 27, 24, and 15. During my career, I've met some awesome people. I've been almost everywhere in the world. And if you know me from most people that know me personally know that I love to travel. I'm actually going through travel withdrawals right now because
you
in 4 different countries. For 5 years, I've been traveling to 4 different countries every year for the last 5 years.
Oh, wow.
In 2015, with 20 years and 1 month and 7 days under my belt. So I will continue to live the rest of my life the way I want to. And that's going to be happy, prosperous, and whatever the Lord has for me. But most importantly, I want to make the last of my days fun and with prosperity. And, with my family, building a legacy.
Yes.
I also own a CPR business, so a Center for Health Educators and Safety Specialists LLC. During my retirement, I didn't know what I wanted to do. However, I wanted to utilize all of my college certifications, a master's in public health, my nursing, and a bachelor's in nursing, bachelor's in health education. So I wanted to couple all of that up to say, how can I become a pillar in my community? Not working for anything, just finding out how I can work through the community, doing something fun, meeting new people. So I decided to open up the CPR business, which has been growing. I've added more services, and I travel, so I get to meet new people that way. And that's pretty all. And I'm married to an awesome, fine Black man. His name is Vikki Buggs. And that is my support system. He gives me the green flag, whatever I do. So I appreciate him. So that's pretty much of me and my life in a nutshell, Tasha.
Okay, well, you have a very extensive, interesting life, I tell you, background. Oh my God, I didn't realize that you'd been in the military that long enough to do 2 stints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow, come back.
Yes.
Yeah, Jane.
Yeah.
So did you have your kids while you were in the military, active?
So yes, I had, so my 27-year-old is my bonus baby. I got her as soon as I got married, and I raised her. So she was already born. I had my 23-year-old was born, but I wasn't in the military yet. It was that last one who got limited time with me, because I deployed 31 months. 31 out his life, 31 months. My husband actually was a single father for 3 years.
Whoa. So how did that affect him?
So he was like very stressed. He was like, literally, when you go out there, you better come back. Like every time I went, he was like, you better not leave me with these kids.
or else he would have needed CPR.
You know? So, yeah, so my son was 6-7 months when I left, and I came back, he was 2. And then the last time he was 4, and I came back right after he went into kindergarten.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that was stressful on your husband, I'm sure, and you too. I mean, because you weren't there.
Yeah, because I had to give up breastfeeding. I had to give it up like this. When they say pack your bags and let's go,
you had to go.
Yeah.
Wow. We're going to talk about your CPR because I know you're coming to Orlando soon.
Yes. I'm coming to Orlando September 12th and 13th.
Okay. September 12th and 13th, you will be in Orlando. Tell us, give me the link so I can add that link on here.
Okay. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. And then I'll take the link and I will post that. I will put that on there. So for people who want to come, tell them a little bit about what you're going to be in Orlando for.
So as I mentioned before, I am a CPR instructor. My first day in Orlando, September 12th, I will be certifying those that's interested in becoming a CPR instructor from 4 nationally recognized organizations, which are American Heart Association, American Red Cross, American Safety and Health Institute, and the National Safety Council. I set myself different from my peers is because I diversify trainings. And what that means is everybody doesn't need an AHA certification, and the population, the target audience for each organization differs. So with that being said, you're limiting yourself with AHA when there are 4 other agencies that offer different courses, industries, and different organizations.
Okay.
September 13th, I'll be offering the CPR business planning and business plan. So the business planning is actually developing your business on a solid foundation. There's a difference between business planning and a business plan. The business planning helps you develop a business plan. So in order to do that, you need to build your business on a solid foundation and clearly understand why you're in business and what you'll be providing, whether it be a product or a service. So I'm helping you get that clear. on a plan so you can navigate the direction of your business to become successful.
Okay. That sounds, that's exciting. September 12th, 13th, Orlando. And you're going to put the link here so I can post the link. All right. So I can attach that to our podcast and the video on, because it'll be on YouTube as well. So we'll do that. We'll add that on here. Now, tell me about the real estate portion of your business, because obviously you are in real estate. So tell me what's going on there.
So in 2012, when I got back from Iraq, actually 2011, my current, my previous property was a small house. First bought my house, it was an investment for me. I said, this is just a start to be a homeowner. And this is not where I'm going to be, but this is where I'm going to start. So I told my husband, we're going to get a house and we're going to do ABC to this house. And we did. Literally, I bought a house. It still had aluminum siding on it. It was built in 1988. I gutted that whole house out. I got vinyl siding. I had a picture and I'll show it to you later. I did everything to that house. And I told my husband when I decided to retire in 2015, I said, babe, I think we should rent this house out. I want to start in 2013 living like I'm going to live in 2000 when I retire. You know what I'm saying? So most people get ready when they retire. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, no, this is the way I'm going to live all the way out to the end. So just that home in 2006. I gutted it out. We did everything to that house, replaced every single thing like it was brand spanking new. Like literally changed everything out. So when I decided to get my home, the home that I'm currently in, I refinanced that home. I refinanced that home. Literally, it took like $800 off my mortgage. And I was like, oh my goodness, And also at the time, it was like the Obama something. You know what I'm talking about? So I had that plan. I was able to, I had a 3.2% on that particular mortgage. And I was able, with my mortgage, I was able to transfer my interest if I decided to sell it. So that person would get 3.2. At that time, that was a good rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, I went on, I told him I was going to, and he was like, are you going to be a property owner and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm going to do this myself. And he was like, you went to a class? How you know how to do this yourself? I was like, no, I didn't go to a class. So I went on Military by Owner and ARM. I think it's AHRN, American Home Resource Network. I think that's what it is. If not, I'll put the correct information in the link, in the chat box. But I went on there, I took pictures of my home. I set up my description on my own. I kind of view everybody's description. I put the pictures on there. You're able to submit 10 pictures. And that's what I did. I put it on my house. I only rent to military personnel.
Okay.
The reason is why is I've been in the government. I'm a military veteran. I know if you don't pay your bills, you can get kicked out for indebtedness. I know if you tell somebody's house, you can get in trouble. So, and I also, the accessibility to where my house is right close to the base.
Okay.
In my area, as well as I'm centrally located through all the malls and the bus station, the train station, the bus transportation. So I'm located in those areas, which makes very good for somebody that doesn't have a vehicle. Commute back and forth.
All right. Sorry about that. So go ahead, Vikki. So the location of the house.
Yes, the location. So essentially located to everything. So I posted my description and everything, and I had 942 hits within 24 hours. And I was like, oh my goodness. Then I was like,
didn't know real estate was that hot, did you, girl?
I never knew. Next thing I did was, because I wasn't dealing with a realtor, I went through and I saw like open house signs and stuff. So I was like, oh, I'm my own person. So let me just put open house on my house and tell people to come over from 12 to 2. So that was in 2013 from 12 to 2. I had about 6 or 7 people on my 8th person that came in. They looked at the house. They loved everybody I gave, like I had a little blue folder and I was handing out the blue folders with the application in them, just telling them, here's the application, here's my information, showing them how they can just email it to me. Tasha, this couple, husband and wife with a little boy they adopted, and they had a daughter who was a senior. They said, ma'am, we love your house. This is really good for me and my family. It's small. And my house was kind of small because it was a starter home.
Yeah.
It had, 2 full baths, a master, 2 little cozy rooms,
yeah.
huge 4th bedroom downstairs in the basement, and a huge basement. And it's a split foyer. The lady and the husband, literally, I guess while they was talking through the house and I was upstairs doing whatever, they came down when everybody was out and they said, we will write you a check right now if you take this house off of advertisement. And we've seen that you have a $200 pet fee for each of our pets. We will do an additional year, which give you more money if you will if you will waive that fee for additional 3 years or more. I said, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And my client, my customer, they moved in immediately. They were there for 3.5 years. And that's how my real estate journey began.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
and I've had 4 people in there since then, because military moves every 2 years.
Yeah. So have you bought any more properties in that area?
So Tasha, this is so funny that you asked, because I've been looking at properties. However, you were so inspiring to me because you did your group home thingy, the first one you did. And I think I messaged you on the point that I'm here because my husband wanted to do a group home. He's always talked about it.
That's right. You were on the webinar. Yep, you did say that.
And you said, well, where is he at? Well, he sent me down to do everything. So what sparked me the interest even more was because you said, oh, you can lease a house or whatever. So what I did, Tasha, I went to one of my friends who has 2 homes that they can't get anybody in it. It's Section 8. Because every time somebody get in there, they tear their house up. So I spoke to them. I also spoke to my neighbor across the street saying, you know what, I can't get nobody in my house. I was trying to get him on. He said, well, I got a house right here. And I said, well, how much is your rent a month? And he said, $1,400. I said, well, what kind of home you got? He said, I got a townhouse. I said, well, how many bedrooms in it? He says 4. So I said, would you be willing to sublease? And he told me yes. So Tasha, right now I have 3 homes that I'm able to get ready. I haven't done anything yet with them because I also need, the state of Maryland was kind of closed down and slow in trying to get the process of like the social services and things of that nature that you said that we should have. So getting that and putting my stuff out, I have actually started getting my website and my flyers out, but definitely the end of December this year, 2020, I will have somebody in those homes.
Just start putting them on a waiting list.
Okay.
Just start, I mean, you literally start talking to, what type of homes do you want them to be?
So the first one was one for the veterans, one just people that need a place to stay.
Yeah.
The beds. So, and then one for the foster care, the adoption, the kids that grew out of the system.
Aged out foster.
Yes.
See, that's what I'm doing in this particular property.
Yes. So that's just 3. That's what I want to have in that home.
So technically, I mean, like what you're actually like you're in business, so you can technically just start putting people on the waiting list.
Okay.
Go ahead and get in the community. I have a Zoom meeting tomorrow. You know, obviously all these meetings are Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Via Zoom. So I have a Zoom meeting, it's probably going to be about, I don't know, maybe 80 to 100 people on there from the community, different nonprofits and things like that. It's a homeless coalition type meeting. You just find those types of meetings and just start attending the VA housing meetings. Just start attending those meetings and say, listen, I have a property. I'll have rooms available soon.
Right.
Okay. You don't have to say today, tomorrow, December. You have rooms available soon.
Okay.
And start taking people down now, because guess what? They have people that will probably be just tossed around until they find them some housing. And then what they're going to do, they're going to circle back around maybe 30 days, 60 days with you. You're going to circle back around with them.
Okay.
And you just keep building your list.
Also, Tasha, I was able to contact a lady who worked for the VA HUD and nonprofit, and not the VA HUD, the HUD department, and getting homes. So I was able to talk to her and getting a home, and also she was telling me that if I was interested in just being a HUD seller, like a HUD business seller, home seller, that I real estate license. But if I didn't want to sell houses, that was fine. But you needed that to become a HUD house broker or something like that. You needed to. So I was even considering that because I can't get a home. But yes, so those are the 3 homes that I'm looking into to start, and even nonprofit as well. It's very marketable in my area. A lot of the church members at my church, they take in foster kids and things of that nature. So I was even thinking about just hosting like a walkthrough with them to say, hey, you know, if you have kids and you want to come and foster and they're growing out of the system, you can come here, you know. One of the other properties is a townhouse. All 3 properties are townhouses, but one of the properties don't have a lot of steps, you know. So I was thinking about that one for the veterans, so they won't have up and down a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Right now, I do have people that are willing to sublease to me because most of them are veterans. They just want somebody to pay their rent or more.
Yeah.
And $1,400 is nothing when you're getting, you know.
Yeah, when you're getting just about that per bed, especially when you get licensed and, you know, different. I mean, you can get $5,000 a bed, $6,000 a bed.
Yeah.
You know, what you want to do, what programs you put in there. So, I mean, so, hey, get to these meetings, get to these space so you can get you a list going. At least they can get used to seeing you and know what you got. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
Population you're serving. Trust me, they will circle back around. They will. And by the time you open up, they'll be ready to move in, because I plan to open up September 1st, which was yesterday, and I got my first client September 1st, yesterday.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So, and I've had several referrals, but everybody's not a good fit,
Yeah.
I just want this to be like the aged out foster care female. I just want all girls in here.
Yeah.
And so I've had to turn away quite a few people, which it breaks my heart, but we can't, and that's the thing. What I want people to know is I can't house everybody. You can't house everybody, but it's enough of us to where we can make a difference, because this homelessness it's big.
It's a lot. It's bad. And it's bad because it's a lot of people that need shelter. It's
bad. It is so bad. And they have the funding, like there's funding out there, to pay for a bed for them. They don't have the bed.
Right.
So you're gonna do awesome. Three houses, girl. You're gonna be so big.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get that 27 and that 23-year-old to be incorporated in,
Absolutely. And even with your, you can incorporate that with your CPR business as well. I mean, it's I'm telling you, everything just evolves,
Yes.
And it overlaps. And I'm people say nurses, you guys are hustlers. I said, not. It's just that we're in a, in nursing, you had to be so open-minded. You know, we can't just focus on one thing. We had to focus on the whole body and what makes the whole body work. So we're used to compartmentalizing things, and piecing things together. And we're used to that. And so I think that's why we're so successful in business.
Yeah, and number one, having a warm bed in the house and a shower to take, you know, that's part of health and wellness.
You can say that again.
You know, that's part of health and wellness. You know, if nobody can take a bath or, you know, nobody really wants to sleep on a cold floor and
cardboard
or be unclean all the time. So, you know, it makes you feel better when you can, you know, sit on a couch and be warm and comfortable.
Right.
After taking a nice warm shower.
Absolutely. Oh,
so,
yeah. Yeah, and you're gonna do great. I'm excited, man. And I'm super excited. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. So yeah, start building your list of, you know, contacts and people on the waiting list, and just it's fun. It's fun to be able to know that I can help somebody. Okay, I'm gonna grab this off the screen right now, so I can post it in when I put it in the put it on here. Thank you for that, Vikki. And then let's see here. So tell me one thing that you wish that you'd known before you began. One thing.
So I began about real estate. I truly, well, let me get back to something. So in Indiana, I'm from Gary, Indiana, and I love the whole Gary, Indiana thing, which really made me join the group because, hey, that's my hometown. What y'all doing in my hometown and getting my properties, and that should be me. You know, doing it from, that was what motivated me. Actually, I just went home and my mother's street has a whole bunch of abandoned houses on there and empty lots. To answer your question, I'll get to it in 1 second. I called the city, and I'm like, hey, these are the addresses on the state. Which ones do you own and which do other people own? Because number one, the city is responsible to get all these bushes out. My parents are 70 years old. Oh, and I said, by the way, how much is that house? Oh, that house is probably like $1,300. What? $1,300?
Yeah. Give me one of them. Give me that one. Give me that one. Give me that one.
Give me all of them. That's $1,300 on this block. All of them. Don't even worry about cutting the bushes down. I got it. Don't even come back. Just tell me what I need to do. So the lady said, I actually spoke to a woman, and I'm actually going back home just to fill out the paperwork because I'm not a resident of Indiana anymore. So I have to.
So when you going back home, I need to go with you. I need to meet you there.
Go back the end of next month.
September or October?
September, the end of this month.
I need to go back. I need to meet you there because I have a property that I wanted to do a group home. Somebody wanted to do a group home in it, and I want to go and try to help them get going.
Okay, Tasha, let me know. I'll come on the weekend. I mean, whenever you plan, I'll meet you.
Yeah, I'll meet you.
Yes. Yes. So I talked to the lady about the houses on my block. See, I grew up on that block. It wasn't like that when I grew up. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. All the houses, matter of fact, my mom was the first African-American family on that block. White people on that block. And nothing's wrong with white people. She was the first African-American on that block. And at that
so how does that make you feel, Vikki, to see that Black people abandon their own block?
It's sad. It's sad. Because Tasha, I'm gonna tell you what was so sad about it. I asked my mom, how much did you pay for this house when you bought it? She said, Vikki, this house may have been $20,000. Only thing I had to pay out of my pocket was $500, and I took that house. She said, and then my parents still live in that same exact house when I wasn't even born in.
Whoa.
And I've been in that house as a little girl growing up. So to see that block every time I come home is so sad.
Isn't it?
Yeah, because I used to drive and run up and down that street all the time. I live in Etna, the Etna Miller area.
Yes.
So that's where I grew up. I graduated from Work High School by the beach. So I know that area. So just to see it down like it is now to where I remember it is totally disheartening. So yes, I went home August last month. I got the addresses together. I talked to a lady. I'm actually going to sign the paperwork to sign the business in my business name in Indiana. So that's went to Indiana to so me and my cousins are all going to sign the paperwork and do whatever to have my signature. So that's another reason why Indiana, to put it under the business name instead of Victoria.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's one of the things that I always tell people as well. Don't purchase these investment properties in your name. Put them in the business name, and if you can. And I know you guys are probably going to buy a block, so make sure you only put so many. I wouldn't put more than 2 properties under one business name.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because of liabilities.
So what would I tell my young self? That I should if you get a chance, Vikki, when you get older or 18 years old, try to invest in a property. If you can't invest, save up for your first property. That's what I should have told myself. However, Tasha, my young self then, when I joined the military, I invested in bonds.
Well, you invested, yeah.
So I invested in bonds at the time, because the military offered bonds. But if I know what I know now, I could have flipped them bonds and bought a property in my hometown, which was nothing at the time, $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 house, $20,000. You know what I'm saying? I got some of that off a tax return. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, definitely.
That's what I would have told myself. You got a job, won't you invest in the property?
Absolutely.
No. So now at 43, I've invested for the last 20 years with my, TSP Roth IRA and nature. But now I really, as my adult self, have really found that investment properties, housing, they're not making any more land. They're building houses, but the land is not being reproduced.
Absolutely.
What I would tell people, don't sell your homes, because that's land. Keep your land.
Yep.
You can rebuild and build on the land, but you can't just once it's bought, you can't make no new land.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I'm like, and it's funny that you say that's what you would have told your younger self. That's the reason why I even started the Nurse REI Club. Because I started lending out money out of my self-directed IRA to other investors. And that's how I got into the game. I was just a private money lender. And I said, if I would have known this 25 years ago, 26 years ago, when I first became a nurse, I'd be a multi-millionaire by now.
Yes.
Because if you're working for money, you'll never be rich. Your money has to work for you.
Yes. And one more thing, Tasha, when so with my rental property, I wanted to tell people this. When I refinanced my house, again, I told you I had $800 that was given back to me. I didn't got money back, but that was off the mortgage.
Yes.
I was like, oh my goodness. So before that, when I got my whole house redone and reprayed, and
got it appraised.
Yes, the appraisal, they was like, your house is worth this, and this is how much your mortgage you can charge. I charge $850 more.
Yes.
Than my mortgage.
Yes.
I have a huge single family home. What I'm trying to say to anybody that's listening to me, $850 per month for the last 8 years. You do the math. You do the math.
Yep.
Had I not stepped out on faith and just did it, had I got a property manager, I would be losing money. I live right around the corner from my rental property. Yeah, absolutely. So what plans do you have for the properties in Indiana? So I want to rebuild a few of the houses because they're like really bad. Just kind of restructure them. Actually, I have I want to at least do veteran homes on Mom Street, because most of those homes are not bad at all.
Okay.
When not bad at all. I grew up in them. I've probably been in every house growing up as a little girl with my friends. But the good thing about it, Tasha, is once I get that plan, I brought I will be bringing my contractors from Maryland to there, from here. And
please do, because I'm telling you, the contract, never mind, go ahead, girl. Bring your own contractors. You know how they say BYOB, BYOC, bring your own contractors.
So I'm going to be bringing my contractors from Maryland here, and I got some really good people that's, like I said, gutted my house out. The house I'm in here now, they've done a lot to my patio, my landscaping, my basement. So it wouldn't take that long. So I like to have people that's working. When you pay them, they do whatever. They make sure your stuff is good, and the faster they get done is the faster I can put somebody in there.
That's right.
Right now, the plan, Tasha, is 2 veteran homes, because my father's a veteran. So maybe he can talk to some of the veterans and make some veteran friends across the street. So that's my plan for those.
Oh, that'd be nice.
On the block. I actually went home. Some guy next door to my mom was trying to sell his house. I said, "Excuse me, you selling this?" Because he was renting. I said, "You selling this house? I can take it off your hands today." And he said, "No. A couple of more years in here. I'll let you know. I'll let your dad know when I'm ready to give it up." I said, "Okay."
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, I love Gary. I actually do. It's an awesome place to invest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an awesome place to have a chance to revitalize something, because that's all it needs. It just needs money pumped back in, and if you provide housing, then people got to have somewhere to stay. Then they'll have somewhere to work, and that's it, and it's, I've been there. For that first rehab, I probably went about six times. And I mean, every time I go, I'm like, why do people let their own place go? Like, why, as a people? Because you can go on the other side near the beach, and it ain't nothing like on the other side of Gary.
And you can go by it's like off of Grant Street. I don't know if you've been back there. Well, this last time I had to go just to visit with my husband, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't know these houses were back here. Like, they have a whole new built up community, probably off of 40 on the west side of town.
Okay.
24th, the west side of 24th Avenue.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking.
So, those are the plans that I have. So I'm going down there to make sure I finalize everything, put my name on things, check things out. Hopefully they'll be up and running, that you can actually walk into the place and do your business. Maryland should be open on Friday. I think the governor said 100% back on Friday.
Okay.
Maryland. So a lot of the places will be back open versus sending emails or, doing things. Okay. So I am most definitely looking to get back to Gary and to do some things with the houses across to my mom's area. And especially you charging $1,300, $1,600. Girl, I take every last one of them.
Girl, look, you and the mayor and the new mayor, did you know him? Mayor
I didn't. No.
Yeah, so he's seems to be pretty cool guy to work with. Yeah, so maybe you should can meet them when you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I met the last mayor. She actually, on my wall, she actually signed one of my retirement certificates.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm so glad you came on here. So we got a lot more we can talk about, and a lot more to catch up on. We'll give everybody an update, probably the first of the year or maybe first quarter of next year. But definitely you and I will have to meet up in Gary.
Yes.
Because I have a lot of business up there I got to take care of. In the Nurse REI Club, we purchased a house. We purchased actually 2 houses in Gary together last year. So one of them, Funding the Block, gave us money for the rehab on that one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we got that one rehabbed, and then there's another one that some of us went in. I think it's like 8 of us nurses. We all went in, I think like $4,000 a piece, and purchased the house. So we had to do the quiet title process. You know, it's a lot of things you got to do sometimes with these properties. So we went through. We just finished the quiet title process, and so we're gonna fix that house up, and then we decided to sell it as a group.
Okay, cool.
But you know, one of us might buy that house because it's a nice house. It would be a great group home. Awesome group home. So one of us might buy it. If not, then we got like 900 and some other nurses in the group that might be interested in buying the property. If they want it, they can buy it together, and they can, do a joint venture and open up a business together. Business. Transitional housing, it's all kinds of things, But I like Gary, and that's what it was. I was like, because I'm from the Carolinas, and it was something about the connection. And when you first said Gary, I was like, that's what it was, Gary.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they in Gary. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I literally told my mom, my parents, I'm like, they in Gary, these nurses. It was a big spiel. It was a big thing. It was a big thing.
She was like, they cannot go to my hometown and buy my properties.
Tasha, the Lord is my witness. I made my parents get up and like, look, I pulled this off the email, this thing, and Gary, go around to the beach at this house. Like the first, I think Shanetta was telling us about the property. Yep. She did a class on how to go to the Gary's website and things of that nature. I literally told my parents, look at this, look at that, go on the site, go here, take pictures of this house. And my parents were all for it. Was sending me pictures. Vicki's nothing here but a lot. I would give them an address, and they said, it's nothing here but a lot. I'm like, okay, go to here. Tell me how this house looks. So they were very excited that I included them in the whole process of trying to buy property. Because my mom is a retired, but she is a big person that she's an investor. She don't mind dropping you this amount of money to get things done. And having her name as part of doing something.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? She doesn't work. So we flipping something, she getting,
Okay.
She cool with it.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, so most definitely I would post it on my journey. And thank you. You inspired me to, even my husband, I've been married 23 years, and always what he would say is, I wish I could have a group home to give the boys guidance, the guidance that he wished he had growing up without a father and things of that nature. And I was like, Tasha just said, I'm about to get on this call. She's talking about group homes. And he was like, oh, information out. So I gave that back to him, and literally I've been on it for him.
Awesome.
We want to see him succeed in, be
doing something that he wants to do. Absolutely. That's awesome. How can people get in contact with you? If they want to get in contact with you about your CPR classes, courses, whatever you got going on, how can they follow you?
So you can contact me. I'm on Facebook under Vikki, Vikki Buggs, for Health, which is C4HESS on Facebook. My website is CTR4HESS.com. And that's how you can get in contact with me. Questions, you have any concerns, I'll hit you back up. If you're in Maryland, we'll meet up, eat up. I like crabs, so if you see me on Facebook, I eat crabs like twice a week. So if you like seafood, I'm gonna take you to a good seafood place if you have some good conversation. But
good
avenues that you can reach me.
All right. Thank you again, Vikki.
Thank you, Tasha, for all you do. We appreciate you.
All right.